I have 5 or 6 movies I really think are the greatest. I mean, but I'd have to think about them. They're varied, but I know I always like The Tree of Wooden Clogs, but they're different kinds of films. I like.
Remember when movies felt dangerous? When your dad brought home a VHS everyone whispered about? Tonight, we're revisiting Al Pacino's 5 classic crime picks. The ones you watched on VHS and still miss. These films didn't just entertain, they transformed cinema. Subscribe and let's dive in. The Godfather. It starts at a wedding. Sunshine and celebration outside. But Coppola pulls us into the shadows, into Don Corleone's office where real power lives.
I believe in America.
A desperate man whispers to Marlon Brando, who barely moves, stroking a cat they found on set that morning. That accident became the perfect symbol. Calm, watchful, deadly. This is power. Not explosions, just whispers. Then we meet Michael, the war hero who swore he'd never become his father. Watch Al Pacino in that Italian restaurant. Hands shaking, sweat dripping. He's about to cross a line that will destroy who he was. No music. Just a train outside getting louder. Louder. Like his racing heart. Like fate closing in. Then, the gun. The shots. The transformation. In 90 seconds, the man Michael Corleone was, dies. Someone far more dangerous is born. Drop your favorite Godfather moment in the comments below. But the masterpiece? The baptism sequence. Michael in church, renouncing Satan while his enemies are executed. One by one. I do renounce him, he says. Cut 2. Gunshots, blood, death. The editing is surgical. Coppola tells us, Michael speaks to God while becoming the devil. The final scene destroys you quietly. Kay watches men kiss Michael's hand. She sees the truth. Then, the door slowly closes. She's shut out. We're shut out. One door, one character arc. Complete. This is what made the 70s special. The Godfather didn't just entertain. It raised the bar for everyone who came after. That's why it's still the standard. The Godfather of cinema. Bonnie and Clyde. America was tearing apart. Long hair, protests, a generation refusing their parents' rules. Then this movie arrived like a Molotov cocktail thrown at everything Hollywood had been. Faye Dunaway is Bonnie Parker, trapped in a dead-end town, dying of boredom. Then she spots Warren Beatty as Clyde Barrow, stealing her mama's car. Her face changes. She's not scared. She's alive for the first time. This is how you start a love story. Not with roses, but with a stolen car and a loaded gun. Their first bank robbery is brilliantly clumsy. Clyde's gun jams, they're laughing, stumbling, playing a game they don't understand yet. After their first kill, watch their faces, the silence, the shock, the realization, we just became murderers. Then comes the ending that traumatized a generation. Bonnie and Clyde caught in ambush. They exchange one last look, one final goodbye. Then the guns erupt. Slow motion, their bodies jerking, again and again. America had never seen anything like this. Violence as ballet, horror as art. Critics split down the middle, masterpiece or sickness. But everyone talked. The movie made over $70 million. More importantly, it told Hollywood, audiences are ready for truth, for complexity, for endings that don't wrap up nicely. Almost 60 years later, we remember them. Not as heroes or villains, but as two people who chose freedom over safety and paid everything for it. Dirty Harry. San Francisco, 1971. Hippies and violence. Vietnam on TV every night. America didn't trust anyone anymore. Then Detective Harry Callahan showed up with a .44 Magnum and asked the question that defined a generation. A sniper kills an innocent woman. The killer, Scorpio, holds the city hostage. The system, lawyers, judges, plays by rules that stopped working. Enter Clint Eastwood. Tall, silent, lethal. Watch this. A bank robbery. Harry's eating a hot dog, completely casual. Then shooting starts. He walks out, calm, shoots one robber, approaches the survivor, pointing that massive revolver. Then comes the legendary line. You've got to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk? The criminal's face? Pure terror. This is what made the movie explode. Harry wasn't a Boy Scout. He was tired, angry, fed up with a system protecting criminals over victims. But here's the genius. Director Don Siegel doesn't just give us a hero, he gives us a question. Is Harry right? Is this justice or fascism? The movie never answers. Harry catches Scorpio, beats information out of him, saves a girl's life. Then the system sets Scorpio free. Illegal search, rights violated. The villain walks. Harry watches, powerless. Audiences cheered. Critics screamed fascist. The final showdown. After the gunfight, Harry takes his badge and throws it into the water. Gone. He's not celebrating. He's just finished. Dirty Harry made Eastwood a superstar and created an entire genre we still see today. But more than that, it captured 1971. America angry, confused, desperate for someone to make things right. What's your favorite quote from a tough cop movie? Let us know below. Scarface, Miami, 1983. Neon lights, cocaine, excess everywhere. MTV exploded. Michael Jackson owned the airwaves. America wanted more of everything. Then, Al Pacino showed up as Tony Montana and showed us what more really costs. A refugee camp. Tony Montana, fresh from Cuba with nothing. Just hunger. Just ambition. Just fire. Watch him washing dishes, hating every second. His friend says, "Be patient." Tony, "I'm not built for patience. I want what's coming to me. Now." That's the entire movie. One attitude that will destroy him. Director Brian De Palma understood. The American dream isn't always beautiful. Sometimes it's violent, ruthless. Sometimes it devours you whole. Tony's first big job. A chainsaw, a bathtub, blood everywhere. This world doesn't reward gentleness. It rewards savagery. And Tony is the most savage of all. Pacino's performance is volcanic. That accent, that intensity, those eyes that never blink. The climb to power. Tony takes out his boss, builds an empire, the mansion, the cars. Everything screams excess. But here's the genius. The higher Tony climbs, the more alone he becomes. His best friend? Killed. His sister? Destroyed. His wife? Gone. Look at him in his office. Mountains of cocaine. Security cameras everywhere. He trusts no one. He has everything, and he has nothing. The final battle. Tony's mansion under siege. He's high, buried in cocaine. Say hello to my little friend!
Say hello to my little friend!
The chaos, the bullets, Tony refusing to go quietly, then silence. Tony floating face down in his fountain. Under that globe, the world is yours. Except it never was. Critics savaged it. Too violent, too much. But the streets loved it. Hip-hop quoted it. It became scripture for anyone chasing power. 40 years later, we're still watching, still fascinated. Because deep down, we understand him. That hunger, that refusal to accept less. Scarface is the American dream turned nightmare. Once upon a time in America. New York City, 1984. Sergio Leone's final masterpiece. This wasn't cowboys. This was memory, friendship, betrayal. Time slipping away like smoke. A phone rings endlessly. Robert De Niro as Noodles, hiding, running. His friends are dead. His life is over. But Leone doesn't give answers. He gives memories. The film moves through time. 1968, then 1933, then 1921. Past and present bleeding together. This is how memory actually works. 4 boys in the Jewish ghetto. Poor, hungry, thieves, but loyal. That bond is everything. Young Noodles watches Deborah dance. That first love that will haunt him forever. Jump forward. The boys are men. James Woods as Max plays him with manic energy. He wants more. Always more. That hunger will destroy everything. Noodles and Deborah. One night. One chance. And Noodles destroys it in one brutal moment. Leone shows the truth. These aren't heroes. They're broken people making irreversible choices. Then, the betrayal. Noodles thinks he's saving his friend. Instead, he gets them all killed. Or does he? A mysterious invitation, the cemetery, empty graves, 35 years of guilt, and now someone wants him to know the truth. The final meeting, the realization, the betrayal behind the betrayal. That ending, that smile. Did it happen? Is it real? Leone never tells you. He shows 3 possibilities and lets you choose. Ennio Morricone's score, that haunting pan flute. The music is the film. This was Leone's goodbye, his most personal work. He died 5 years later, never making another film. The movie asks, can you escape your past? It gives no answers, just memories. The feeling of a life lived and lost. If you love this kind of deep dive, hit subscribe. More masterpieces coming. This is cinema as art. It doesn't entertain you. It haunts you. 5 movies, 5 legends, and 5 crime picks affirmed by the man who redefined the genre, Al Pacino. These weren't just films. They were experiences that shaped how we see power, ambition, and consequences. Subscribe now for more classic cinema breakdowns. Hit that bell icon. And tell us, which movie hits you hardest? Comment below.